Hey, let's talk about clowns. Clowns have been entertaining humanity for thousands of years, but in 2019, clowns terrify us. When I type in the word clown on YouTube, a psychotic panorama of psychedelic maniacs fills my screen. It was literally a period called the Great Clown Scare of 2016, in which communities from over 30 states panicked over rumored killer clown sightings happening in their areas. Now, there was no actual violence happening from any clowns. Almost all the time, it was just a prank. Sometimes there wasn't even an actual clown standing anywhere. It was just the possibility of a clown was enough to freak people out, leading to jillions of hysterical phone calls to police departments, anti-clown violence, and, I kid you not, an actual riot.
No matter who you're voting for, we can all agree on one thing. Fuck that! What happened? Why is everybody running?
Guys, what the fuck is happening?
Get on the road.
I feel like these people have never actually met a real clown.
3, ready? Then we'll say the magic word. I need you to wave it around like this. Can you do that? Got it. Here we go. 1. 2. 3. What's the word? Reach in there and show everybody that. What was it? Blue?
Yeah.
Blue. Show everybody that blue silk scarf. Whoa! Woo! Very good. Thank you.
I loved Tippy the Clown. We had an absolute blast. It was one of my favorite birthdays. I'd never seen an adult willing to be so ridiculous. It's pretty sad to me that the only way clowns get to really be a part of our popular culture these days is if they're somehow violent or miserable. It's like we're somehow really suspicious of unbridled joy or enthusiasm. Though I think I do kind of understand where the fear of clowns comes from. Since the invention of film, performances grounded in realism have grown more and more important with every passing generation. There's more value now placed on the psychology of a character, the complexities of their backstories and objectives, and how they change over the course of their journey into a different person. This inner arc is a term that gets used a lot. Clowns couldn't be farther from that. They're purely emotional. They don't really have a past or a future. They live entirely in the now. And they have these face paint and noses that, they don't always wear that, but oftentimes they'll wear noses and face paint that seem to mask their true humanity. But what if clowns are more human than any of us? What is the point of a clown? What are they actually trying to do when they put on that red nose?
We're so trained in life to not feel what we're actually feeling. One of the first things I say to people in clown training is it's you if you actually felt what you're really feeling and didn't try to not feel it, or didn't try to make yourself feel what you're not actually feeling. That's why your clown sometimes appears to you to be another character. Because in real life, we put on these fake masks, not genuine masks. And the clown really is a genuine mask, that little red nose.
A friend of mine, Tegan Ashton Cohen, aka Daisy the Clown, once wrote, "To be a clown is to be unapologetically human, an uncensored, unabashed, and uncomplicated human. To allow and foster your own sense of wonder, to remember what it once was like to be an innocent, to be beautifully and heartbreakingly vulnerable and present. Get out of your own way in order to act the fool. Gift others permission to do the same. Play." Maybe people aren't scared of clowns because they wear masks. Maybe they're scared because clowns encourage us to take our own masks off. You know, the older we get, the more limited our outlets are for honest, pure play. All the pressures and responsibilities of life, they kind of make that joy of discovery out of spontaneity. It just happens less and less, until at a certain point that honesty that comes from living in the moment, it starts to feel like this really scary thing. And clowns are this walking, breathing celebration of that kind of spontaneity. There's never been a wider selection of celebrities for us to look up to and emulate. And like when I was starting to get into YouTube, I'd look up advice on what I'm supposed to do, and everyone always says the same thing: authenticity. It's the most important thing. Gotta be authentic, authentic, authentic. So why doesn't anybody care about the clown kind of authenticity? Like, I know they're weird, but they're my kind of weird. I can see myself in their follies and screw-ups. I think they're really brave too. I mean, they really just put themselves out there. Why would anyone want to watch some moron in a Halloween outfit more than this?
I'll start off with a swan dive and then lead up to the more complicated maneuvers. Oh, that's my tie. Well, can't I have clothes on? Boy, that scared me too.
Not only is that just insanely good physical comedy, but the performance underneath it is every bit as gripping as any of the Meisner method Oscar bait performances of our time. And I think that's what makes clowning so unique. It's that weird combination of something that like is so emotionally real while being channeled through this like hyper absurd scenario. And I think honestly even other less talented clowns can shrink away from this kind of honesty, which probably contributes to the perception problem that clowns have these days.
Let's say you have something which is original. The original person is like fantastic, and they make this thing and they really make it work because of who they are, and they have a sensitivity to the audience, and they know who they are, and this outfit or whatever is an extension of them. And then you see somebody who's like, that's great. That's the thing that's working about that is the costume, and they take that and it's a copy of that. And then somebody sees that thing and it's a copy of a copy. I think so. Eventually, you have this copy of a copy of a copy that's performing, and maybe it seems quite garish, but the person doesn't know how to use it.
There's so much more to clowning than just a bunch of Bozo the Clown knockoffs. The potential for diverse expression within clowning, it's as wide as there are actual human expressions. Take the guy you just heard from. He's a clown that goes by Red Bastard, and not only is he just completely unlike any clown you've ever seen from a design point of view, but the way he uses his persona, it's all rooted in mischief and crassness.
Did I say correctly? I'm not French. Classes off. No, I'll get it correctly. Classes off. I'm from New York. Classes off.
It's not about being happy all the time. It's about being present and loud with your emotions and your failures. What I loved so much about Tippy the Clown wasn't necessarily his magic tricks or stage presence or physical comedy expertise. I mean, from what I can tell of my dad's home videos, it was some pretty standard clowning stuff. But what I do remember most about him was that he created a space that was safe for everyone to fail in, and that we could all just have fun failing and being ridiculous together. Zen master Bernie Glassman used to carry around a clown nose in his pocket everywhere he went, so that any time he felt like he was taking himself too seriously and retreating from the present moment, he would put it on. How different might the world be if more of us did the same? The end. See you next time. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks to Tegan Ashton Cohen, Aviva Pressman, and Steven Simon for that sweet clown intel. And hey, if you got some clown hot takes, let's clown around in the comments. And subscribe if you want to hang out some other time. And yeah, okay, bye.